I so miss this tune. Like, that's the thing. When you don't podcast very often, and I've gone into semi-retirement, I just miss my grooving tunes. Hey, welcome to the Hired AV podcast. My name is Joe Wade. I am your host, and boy, do we have a good one for you today. I'm impressed. I remembered those words. This is our annual ISE preview episode. And as everyone knows by now, it's pretty much I've only do about an ISE preview episode, an ISE episode, an Infocom preview episode, and an Infocom episode. That's about the 4 episodes of Hired AV you get a year. But nonetheless, we are, you know what, New Year's resolution, I'm changing that. This is January. We are recording this on Friday, January 3rd, 8:15 a.m. Pacific time. So, already a New Year's resolution is on the way that I can do this every single week except for the ones I miss. And that I will guarantee you for all of 2025. But this is our ISE preview episode. We're just going to talk about a little bit of what we're doing and what changed, what we're expecting at the show. And there's a big change, and that is HETMA has a booth this year. We rocked it at Infocom, and now we have a booth that is booth CS 2220 or 220. CS 220, right on the main drag. Those of you who've been there, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I'm, again, everyone's favorite part of the show where I stop talking and I introduce guests. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're right on the screen. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, you will see the first one on the screen is Erin Maher-Moran. Please introduce yourself, tell people who you are and what you do, and of course your role with HETMA.
Hi. I'm glad to be back on the Higher Ed AV podcast. I'm Erin Maher-Moran, the IT manager for classroom technology on the Homewood campus at Johns Hopkins University, and I'm also the chair of HETMA.
Woot, 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 woot. Which means I'm not, and I love that. All right. I mean, I love that for you. All right. And next up, right across, Britt Yenser, please introduce yourself to people who you are and what your role is.
Hello, always happy to be here with my HETMA fam. I am Britt Yenser. I am the AV manager at Northampton Community College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I serve on the board of directors for HETMA.
Woot, woot. Awesome. Thank you for being here. And then who will be a newbie at ISE, Dustin, please tell people who you are and what you do.
I am Dustin Myers. I am the manager of technology support at John A. Logan College, and I'm also the approved product chair for HETMA.
Awesome. So there's this. Wait till you want to see some products. Wait till you see some products. All right, and then Justin. Last but not least, you're like adopted HETMA. You're like adopted. So please tell people who you are, what you do, and your role is.
My role is it ish or role?
Well, you're adopted. I mean, you did have to sit on a folded plastic chair on the epic road trip from LA to Vegas. So yes, automatically that makes you fully adopted.
It is fully adopted. I'm Justin Dawson, a senior tech officer in Dublin City University, co-host to Across the Ponds with Joe, and my role in HETMA is making sure all these Americans survive in Europe.
Yeah, that's it. And to make us and force us to use WhatsApp.
Yes.
That is your goal in life, to just keep giving Facebook Meta more money. That's it. All right. Hey, so we are here. I'm going to go ahead and start. And Erin, I'm going to throw to you. I opened the show by obviously saying we have a booth. What does that mean to you? What does that mean for higher ed, for us to actually have a booth at the show?
Yeah, I mean, this one is almost more meaningful to me than Infocom. Like, Infocom's awesome, but that is where we already kind of had little footholds there is the higher ed community, but at ISE, it's a whole new community that, I'm super excited to be able to reach all these new groups that may already kind of have their clusters, the UK groups and the Australian group. And, it'll be nice to kind of reach out to all of those people who may not have a community that they already belong to in their, home locations. So it'll be great to really bring all of higher ed together in a global way.
Yeah. And I love that because, how many times have we heard, people have found HETMA and said, I found my people. I found my community. I found those who are with me. And the fact that we don't charge anything for any members, right? Which makes it, a very easy, I'll say cost of entry, right? But a way to find your people and all that and to say, okay, there is a huge group in the EMEA, European, Middle Eastern, Africa. That's what that stands for, in case you didn't know. Europe, Middle East, Africa area that don't necessarily have a home, or they have groups, right? It's just a different culturally out there, right? Where you'll have, the Spanish to the Spanish, the Italians, the Italian, the French, the French. And we want to kind of say, hey, we're all, though you might be geographically connected, we were globally as a higher ed vertical want to be connected. So Britt, you have been to ISE. And so talk a little bit about that and the difference in kind of that culture and what we think that, why HETMA we're doing this and what we can kind of bring to that EMEA community.
Yeah, so last year at ISE, I felt we had a really successful happy hour, and we were just at the influencer booth. So I'm excited that this year we're going to have our own home base and continue to grow that community by pulling people in, because they proved to us last year that they were interested in networking with us and they're interested in this opportunity. So I'm just really excited to see it keep growing.
Yeah, no, and 120 at our happy hour. It was like, and all the various groups came, right? And it was awesome to meet people. And now we're going to have commercial time. Thank you. It's like you should host a podcast or two because that was a great call out for the official ISE Higher Ed Happy Hour at booth CS220 on Thursday at 2 p.m. That's 2 p.m. Perfect. Right time as you roll out of bed. Come in, grab a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. We will have all options. 2 to 4, perfect time, Thursday, just in the middle of the day and dead center. I don't think you can get more dead center of the floor and the main hallway than we're going to be at. So hopefully everyone in higher ed swings by through that. I'm going to switch down. I'm coming to you, Dustin, but not yet. I'm going to go to Justin now. So I'm going to pull this together because now you experienced Infocom and you saw like what we do at Infocom, and now you saw last year's with the influencer booth. What makes you excited, and where do you think HETMA has an opportunity to make a difference by having now a presence there on the floor and kind of coming in and filling those gaps?
Okay, so I think the one thing that I've learned about Infocom and ISE is Infocom and community is the key word. It is, I say, a good fifth of the size of what ISE is. And with that in mind, Joe, I think it's so important that you need to have places where you can just sit down, take a breather, and just chill out and catch a breath of the manic behavior that is ISE, where you have over 2,000, nearly 2,000 booths across 8 halls. The influencer area was great, but now we're actually bedding it in with higher ed as a vertical on the show floor, and that's essential, because yes, we all go back to our regions, whether it be America, whether it be England, whether it be UK and Ireland, trying to do a bit of stuff here over in Ireland separately to England, as you're aware of. But it's being able
all things techie.
All things techie.
Groupie.
Yes,
groupie. There we go.
Yeah. But it's the importance of, when you do things separately like that, the higher ed vertical on a global scale, being able to just bring that to the HETMA booth and being able to discuss things that you know, if you are feeling lost, and you will feel lost, there's no person that can go to ISE and say, I don't feel lost or overwhelmed with the madness that is over the 4 days. Being able to go there and also catching up, or maybe, you know, someone at the HETMA booth being able to just say, hey, have you actually seen this latest product? We will have the HETMA approved products, but have you seen this product, or what is your solution that you're trying to actually find, and maybe we can help you with your university or whatever. Between that, doing this, our sponsored HETMA approved products, and also being able to turn around to someone that might not actually have heard of HETMA, have been involved in a group, as you just mentioned. You know, like, I think we talked a lot about this on your boat as we went around your lake. How in Europe, it seems that a lot of people are ed tech driven, or the associations are very ed tech driven. And to bring it back, people go to ISE for a reason. It is audiovisual, and they want to see the audiovisual concept. And being able to take away that overwhelming feeling of what is ISE, going around all those floors where everyone wants your attention, you know, and again, a feeling that I felt in a different way in Infocom. People want your attention to just say hello and how are you, rather than it's full on at ISE. You don't get a moment, you know. And if you, I think you broke it down one time, Joe, for me while we were driving around, or our long drive into Vegas. You know, if you multiply or divide, whichever way you want to do the maths, all the booths, by the time you have at ISE, it's what, 10 minutes per booth?
You couldn't even, it's like 40 seconds or something, like the amount of show floor time. Like it's horrific. But you make a point, by the way. I want to clarify something for the audiences who are not used to the difference between European and American. When you say ed tech, in Europe, they mean that more pedagogy, right?
Yes.
And in the US, ed tech and kind of higher ed AV are can be used for one another. But in Europe, it is much more, there's more academic. It's kind of the pursuit of it. That's so just to clarify that for people in the American audience listening, what he meant by that. But now I'm going to go to Dustin. You've heard about this magical thing called ISE. You're coming out there. I guess first, what are you expecting? Why are you wanting to go? You know, what are you looking to get out of the show? And again, so again, breaking the rules of good hosting and asking multiple part questions. First, ask that, answer that, and then, as a HETMA approved chair, what are you looking to get out of it? So first, personally, and then as HETMA.
Well, personally, I'm intrigued to see all of the booths out there. Like Justin said yesterday, I'm not going to be able to hit every one of them, but I want to see all the different products and stuff that aren't at Infocom. So seeing that, and then also growing our community and all the different HETMA initiatives, growing the HETMA approved program. You know, I'd like to at least double the foothold that we have on that stuff. And then also talking to all the different people over there, the vendors, everybody about all our different initiatives, you know, the prison program, and show them exactly what HETMA is and what we do and how we impact the greater community.
Yeah. And I think that's it. It's going to be interesting. So when we do a wrap up show on, hold on, the best of us prep on Friday, February 7th at 12 o'clock noon, live from the booth CS 220. I'm going to ask you kind of what your thoughts are on the differences in the products. Because one of the things that a lot of people say, ISE versus Infocom, both incredible shows. They're just different. But what you do notice is that product releases usually happen at ISE more. Like it's kind of the turn. It's the new year. It's also the budget year for most companies. They need to come out with a splash. So it's different. And you have a lot more. While all the big companies are there, obviously you get a lot that you've probably never heard of. So I'm going to ask you afterwards of like what your thoughts were with actually seeing product launch, where a lot of times at Infocom, this is going to be coming, but it's not yet launched, right? As we use over here, that vaporware idea. Well, ISE, you might actually see the product. right? So it is different. So that being said, now actually I'm going to stick with you on this one. Well, okay, because now we have to do predictions. What are you predicting is you're going to see at the show this year that's going to change everything for higher ed?
Oh, one thing that I hope to see is that we beat our numbers for our happy hour.
You want
and
to
get-
beat 3,800? You know how much money
Yeah.
that will cost us? I mean, yes, I hope so. I
But
mean,
that's
you
how
know
we grow our
At-
base.
you know how mad Atkins would be at us? But you know
Sorry,
what?
Atkins.
I actually don't mean. Everybody. If we did that, that would be amazing. Yes, we had over 3,800 scans at Infocom, and we were the party. I mean, we were the party, and I mean that in a good way, because I think that it's about having, like, planting that flag. You know, when people came by, how many times we had new members. I mean, whether they were in higher ed or even just a manufacturing, went, wow, there's a home here. Like, you walk around booths and you see the manufacturers, but you're still a guest in a place. But by having the booth, it's like, oh no, now I have a home there, right? And that's what we saw. And everybody who kind of came around and then came back to the booth. I mean, look at Friday afternoon. I mean, now granted, different here. We're doing a happy hour only one day, Thursday, 2 to 4. At Infocom, we do it every day, right? To kind of close out every day. But Friday, we were the place of Infocom. Like, the show floor is empty except our booth, right? And we're crowding out. Maybe that'll be us at ISE next year. So Britt, to switch over to you now, what does it mean as a community to have that flag? Like, kind of going off the happy hour. Yeah, would we love to be able to beat this and do more? Of course, and of course, it's also almost twice as big a show too. So there's a good chance of getting more. But what does it mean as a end user showing up and seeing your community have a spot there for you?
Yeah, and I mean, I would kind of like to speak to the culture of the happy hour and some comments that I've heard too, because I know even our own people would joke like we're the frat party on the show floor. And you know what? I kind of want to lean into that, because you know what else a fraternity is? It's brotherhood, or in the sense of a sorority, it's sisterhood. There's philanthropy, it's growth. Like, it's a community. At the end of the day, it's a very strong knit community, and that is what we are, and that's our focus. So I might not even be answering your question. I just was like, I have something to say, and I'm gonna squeeze it in.
You know what? Welcome to the new host of the Higher Ed AV podcast, Britt Yenser. Please, no, you do I mean, you know me by now. You think I even know what the next question I'm going to ask is? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, so, but no, I think that you're right. I love that, because people do say, all right, they got famous because they threw the happy hour, right? We started with our, doing we always owned Friday at Infocom, right? With our banquet, and we did that. And then we add Monday, and we add this. So yeah, everything seems to circle around us, kind of buying the bar tab, doing whatever. But again, while I see that, a lot of the criticisms often come from those who already have a home. It's the people who go, I've never had a family. Oh my gosh, you're catering to me. They're the ones who come by and say, this is why we're here. And to be honest, that's what brings people. I mean, we work in colleges. How do you get someone to your group meeting? Free food and drink. That's if you say free pizza, it doesn't matter what club you're part of. I'm showing up. Okay. That's how colleges work. Right. And so I think that is to say, yeah, we have the social events, but they're there for a reason. They're there to say, look, we're investing in you. And it's funny, because a lot of times when you hear the criticisms, now I'm going on a rant, and I'm going to go back to you on it to comment on it. But a lot of times you hear the criticism, but there are also the criticisms that come from the people who already get vendor dinners and are having fancy steak dinners, not the people who have no invite to go somewhere at night, who just go back to their hotel and don't have that community. And we're there to say, hey, no, you do have a community. Come into us. Let's find a place for you and find how you can have an impact. So now I'm off of it. So I'm going to throw it back to you and say, now your thoughts on it. You can have your show back.
Okay, yeah. I mean, To the point of community too, it's very symbiotic. So, we are looking to provide that support and that positive culture and that growth for our members. And we're also sometimes looking for that in return. We are a volunteer organization. The more that we can grow and get passionate people and, meet them where they are, the more our organization can grow. So I'm really looking forward to that. I co-sign Dustin's let's have a huge successful happy hour. And remember too, we do have non-alcoholic. We're not pressuring you to drink. We're not pressuring you to have this like crazy party time. We're pressuring you to come make friends.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. All right. So right on, Erin, I'm flip over to you now on this. And I want to, but a different spin. Again, kind of back to what I'd asked us. What is the value of a community and as an end user when you show up at a show and you see that there's an area that's there for you? And with that, what is that benefit we can bring to people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can give people an extra layer of comfort. I know that when I first started going to shows, like an Infocom, I felt very kind of isolated. And users were not the focus. Really, it was more on the integrators and resellers. Not given kind of the same time of day, and it felt very lonely. Except for like the couple of things, wasn't invited to a whole lot of parties, and stuff like that. And so I feel like if I had something like HETMA early on in my career, I think I would have gotten so much more out of those shows, because it kind of like it gives that feeling of I belong here. There is a place for me. And so then you can kind of exchange those ideas, be like, oh, did you get to that booth? No, I hadn't seen that yet. Let me put it on my list of to-dos. Like kind of being able to share and collaborate in such a large kind of time where everybody can feel like they're floating alone in places, but they, can have a place where they can gravitate to if they're sort of feeling like it's a bit much or there's nothing really for them. There's a home for the higher ed AV people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I think it's funny how many times we hear that of be like, I wish I would have had this when I first went. Right. And I think it kind of goes back to what I was saying is, a lot of times, especially early on, you do feel lost. And a show like ISE can be very overwhelming if you don't have a community, right? And you're showing up and you just walking and seeing the lights and the big booths and who do I even talk to and how do I get connected? And then saying, hey, you know what? We can help cater that for you. Like, for example, we put out a little show floor map. Here's where you should go. Here's the things that we're hearing about. Here's the areas, things. Here's the after events that are open to everybody, right? Here's where we tell everyone, here's where we're going to be, right? Come and join us if you're looking to go somewhere. And I think that that's really the key, because we've always said, our tagline is, by us and for us, right? And that's how we serve our community. Yes, we absolutely love our manufacturer and our sponsor partners. You make our world go round, and we love you. But the thing is it becomes symbiotic, right? Because we can help our people come and direct them to the solutions they need. Because when you show up and you see a list of 2,000 things, and as we mentioned, how you divide that by the time, you can't walk to all of them. But then by coming to the community, or off what you just said, Erin, is, okay, well, I'm here to I need to look at projectors, or I need to see this is what brought me to the show. I need to do this. I've got this esports project I'm doing. Great. Here, we can point you in this person. We can introduce you to this person who you can talk to, and we'll go take you over there. And it kind of makes us be that, hit press 0 for operator, right? To be able to help connect that. I like that. I'm going to steal that and use that again. Okay. So back to that now. So Justin, now going across, Almost along the same idea. Um, when you show up and you talk to your colleagues, like let's say, for example, you've got your other AV groupies who are at other schools or small schools, who aren't connected as you aren't being brought in as the influencers per se. What value is it to them to connect with a group like this early in the show?
See, we have to remember, like, there's 2,000 booths. They're trying to sell you something, and that's the purpose of a trade show. It is a trade show, don't forget. And just echoing on what everything that's been said already, like Erin was saying, having a booth and having a group and HETMA, being able to say, this is the problem that I'm having on my campus. This is a problem that I'm having has anyone else come across this? Or even if you are starting off, yes, there is Avixa and there's CEDIA, but like, let's go with Avixa here, on the basis that they have their training programs for AV people, that whether you're working in IT, looking into AV or so forth, right? But along with that is when you are actually working in higher ed vertical and being able to talk with your peers. And that's the key thing. Like, I know over in Ireland, especially, and from the universities that I've worked with, we have a set amount of integrators that will try and sell you the one manufacturer, where there's plenty out there. And you are going to get overwhelmed at ISE, and you are going to see 20 video bars, and there probably will be more. I can guarantee. I'm getting a t-shirt saying,
are you going to say there's only 20 video bars that are going to be shown?
No, I'm telling you, there is more than that. And I'm getting a t-shirt this year saying, oh God, not another video bar. But it is this problem that you see, like, you walk into a hall that's full of projectors, you see that many projectors or that many screens, you're going, I don't even know what was the difference between that screen and that screen, or this projector and this projector, or this microphone and this microphone, until you sit down with your peers and talk out and rally out solutions to your problems. A salesperson at a booth is going to sell you that one product of theirs. They're not going to tell you about the 20 other video bars or that are available. So that is the importance of being able to, even as Dustin was saying, the approved HETMA products. And when we talk about approved products, we're talking about these are tried and tested in the higher ed vertical by our people. So like we're not just telling you the positives. We will also be honest and tell you the negatives as well. And that is the importance of being able to sit around, even if, as Britt said, even if it's a non-alcoholic drink, being able to sit with your peers and other people that work in the higher ed vertical and being able to discuss the problem. And you know what? It usually does turn into like a therapy group by the end. We're all hugging each other.
It really is a therapy group. Imagine how messed up my life would be. It's already messed up, but how would it be without this group? Wow. No, all right. So now
then you met me, Joe. Then you met me.
So now I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to go back to Erin here for this next question to start out with. And so speak to Dustin and other first timers. Quick tips, things to do in preparation before you show up.
Yeah, I would say take advantage of the floor show maps. Kind of plan out what is most important to you. And because they have each of the halls is broken up by kind of category of equipment type, and figure out which ones are the most important to hit. Because there are some, if you don't do live events, skip the live event and staging hall. Like if you aren't looking at projectors right now, maybe don't bother going in that area either. but yeah, make sure it's like kind of have a plan of attack, but also understand that that plan's probably going to go right out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. And I'm going to add on, and if actually, here's a little secret as my window is like, it's putting things across my face. All right. So anyway, my secret, I actually do this for every trade show, no matter how big or small. I never book my first few hours unless there's like an official tour or something like that to sign up for. My first few hours are blocked off for me, no matter who wants to invite me to this or that. And I just walk and I don't stop. Because often you can walk, especially at ISE. There's 8 halls. Okay. There's technically 9. There's like 8.1 and 8.2 or whatever it is. So the thing is if you can get really into you by the time you get through, well, hall 1 is what the lighting and all that stuff. You get through 2, 3, 4 are really our main ones for us, right? You could not even get to audio at 6 or whatever, right? Or get to esports at 8 and all of these things. So my suggestion is just walk it. And it's a huge place. It's actually easy. It's the best show floor to get around. Get in the halls, get your bearings, go down the main walkways. And then that way you can go, okay, now where do I need to go? Right? Where do I need to get to from here? So use those first few hours. That's always, I do that for every trade show. But that is kind of my pointers for everybody, especially at something this big. Britt, your quick hits, your tips for the new timers.
I would definitely echo Erin and say plan your day. So go in with a purpose, know what you're looking for, and plan it out, especially because you don't want to be zigzagging all over the place. So if you know you're looking for a particular product and you use the map to figure out where booths are, you can strategically hit so that you're always walking in one direction instead of all over the place. One set of advice I was given that I used last year, and it was really successful for me, was to actually not use a backpack. I know a lot of people are used to having a backpack at shows like InfoComm, but that's not very commonplace and doesn't necessarily make sense for ISE for a few reasons. So get maybe a smaller bag. Are fanny packs in? I don't know. You heard it here first. Fanny packs are in.
Is that more swag we have to order now? Oh boy.
Yes,
use your HETMA scarf to make a little rucksack. But truly don't carry anything too heavy or intense. Keep it light, keep yourself mobile, and just have a good time.
Yep, I totally agree. That's a great point about not having a backpack, especially because of the way it's run, the hours of the 10 to 6, and you're heading right to dinner and you're going out. Excellent point. And you don't always need it at ISE. Obviously, you want something for collecting your swag, but if you're not a swag person, et cetera, that's great. That's a great pointer. Justin, you're quick. Give you one good tip for Dustin planning this.
Good pair of shoes.
Good. Yes, especially because then you're going to be walking the cobblestone of Europe afterwards and getting into Gothic Quarter. So that's good. All right, Dustin, you've heard the quick tips. What are the things? How are you planning? I mean, because obviously you're also going to be working the booth. So your time on the floor and walking around is also going to be limited a little bit too by that. So what is your strategy for attacking the floor?
Plan. Like Britt said, anytime when I go to InfoComm or any other trade show, I hit from one end to the other. I know exactly what I want to hit first. I'll definitely take your advice and just walk the whole thing. And of course, proper shoes, hydration is the other key thing for me.
That is very true. See, also you actually get a bonus because you're going to get on the floor a couple days early too to set up our booth. So you're going to get to do the quick walk around and all that stuff, so that's absolutely a great point. Another pointer too, and I'm going to tell this to everybody, whether you're a first timer or not, leverage the HETMA booth. You don't have to go to everyone's booth. Sorry, but it's we go to our map, you grab our map, you go to those places, right? For sure. Those are your whatever we're going to have on the top 20 places you must visit. Absolutely go to those. You don't have to go to everything else, right? You can say, hey, you know what? I would love to talk to you. Little secret to everybody. people's booths don't really work. Okay, it's all smoke and mirrors. The new product they're showing isn't actually running the booth. Okay, there you go. I said it. And so maybe you can say, hey, I'm going to swing by. I'll take a look, but I want you to come to the HETMA booth and meet me there. Right. And then you can schedule people to come to you. Right. Because I'll tell you, you think getting from one hall to another in Infocom is bad. How about going from 1 to 8 at ISE? And even though there is the secret upstairs walkway, you're going to lose a half hour. Okay. If you don't plan it. And that's time is valuable. So absolutely. Absolutely. You brought up something else now. Now I have to go to, we're going to switch over to the rapid round. It's going to be very rapid. We got 10 minutes left to the top of the hour. You brought up staying hydrated. So I'm going to go to Justin on this first. Red sangria, white sangria, cava. Which one?
Kava.
Cava, straight up cava. All right, nothing in it. Just there you go.
Oh no! If you want to put stuff in it, you can put stuff in it if you
We'll
want.
just put
You know, it
stuff in it,
depends
you
what
not have
hour of the
sangria.
day it is, Joe. If it's morning time, like Vegas morning time, like what we used to do, that was great breakfast.
I don't think that anyone knows what time it is there. Just being honest.
No. No. And there's another tip. Just a quick other tip. It's like make sure your calendar is synced with Barcelona time. There we go. Otherwise, you miss your meetings.
Okay,
That's never happened to me.
Okay, Britt. Which one? White sangria, red sangria, cava, or other? I'm going to give you the option of other.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm going to say white sangria as official answer, but I do have to ping you for using hydration as your segue. These are not hydrating items.
When the ice melts, it is.
It is. Of
Think
course,
about
yeah.
it. If you drink the sangria really fast, you end up with a glass of ice, which melts and becomes a glass of water. And you've had a water in between every sangria.
Sure.
Good pro tip.
Uh-huh. Yeah. By the way, do not take your health tips from me, everybody. All right, Erin, which one? Red, white, or cava?
I'm going to go classic red sangria.
That, and by the way, folks, that is the correct answer. Okay.
Yeah. Especially when you go everywhere that has sangria on tap, like that's amazing.
Yep. All right. So Dustin, you don't, are you a red wine, a white wine, or a sparkling champagne person? In case you don't know, cava is champagne. Just so
right. I like all three. Red wine is my preferred.
All right. And then we're going to go best. Okay, so food now. So I'm going to go to Britt first on this one. I mean, we've got paellas there, which obviously gets paellas, but all the tapas, bravas, the potatoes with the stuff on it. What's the meal thing? What's your? I'm gonna have this as soon as I get off the plane, and I'm gonna stuff myself on it until I leave.
I mean, any given day, any place in the world, I am down for girl dinner. So I have to say tapas. Just give me a whole bunch of small plates, and I am excited.
So you're looking forward to possibly a team dinner on Friday at my fucking restaurant.
Yes.
Which is what that was. 8 courses of tapas. So and
amazing.
Small plates. Yes. All right, Erin, to you. What was the food? What are you gonna have first?
Oh, it's got to be the potatoes bravas, and a whole lot of Iberian ham.
Yes, I don't even
get my ham tongs.
Bring your tongs.
The ham, and by the way, you legally are not supposed to be able to bring it into the United States, which we all did though. All right, so wait, did I just say that? We may have, depending.
Allegedly.
All right, Justin, what are you stuffing yourself on? And
I'm going with Erin as well. But you forget while you walk around ISE and all the trade booths now, it's not very Spanish, but all the stroof waffles. Yes, everywhere. There's just a sugar rush. Yeah,
like people don't want to like admit that they're not in Amsterdam anymore for ISE, and they just have stroof waffles there. Yeah, that's a soft. Okay, all right, Dustin, for you, what are you looking for? Spanish foods.
The ham. I've heard a lot of great things.
And our hotel is right across and a blockish from the market. So there's a great street market to walk through where you can get some. I'm gonna, take Erin's tip and go buy your bottle of vodka as you show up, and then go get a bunch of street ham. Keep that in your room. Did I just say? I don't know if I just outed you, Erin, but it is a pro tip. But in this case, go get bottled sangria and you keep it in your room along with your ham, and you've got late night. So everyone got that answer wrong, and the correct answer is paella. Okay, just so you know, it is, and there's multiple types of paella. Just so you all know, okay, you don't eat. You can, mostly traditional seafood, but there's tons that you can get. So
It's
that
squid
was
ink paella.
Oh, that was good.
That was
From
amazing.
M at the W Hotel. It was M, whatever it was. We need to go back. Mana 75.
That's it.
And it said, yes, that was fantastic. The size of the plate, the skillet, I'm saying it's a 36-inch skillet. The thing is huge. And we had 8 of them of something like that for like a 10-person dinner. All right. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and close up. I guess final. I did tips. I did that. All right. Final question all the way around, Erin, you will start this one off. And when you return and we do our best of show, what is your ISE was a success if ... or was a success because ...
I think ISE will be a success if we gain a couple new members. Like, I think that'll be nice.
Yes.
It's
That's a pretty low bar.
No, right. I mean, because I figure, we're gonna make a lot of new friends. We're gonna, start putting the HETMA name on people's tongues. But at the same time, I don't want to be too pushy. I don't want to be like, drink the Kool-Aid, come be my friend. But if we get a few new friends that sign up for the community, I'll be happy.
Yep. I love it. That's good. Dustin, ISE is a success if...
it will be a success because we have a booth there and we're going to be able to help a lot of people.
I like it. All right. Well, then I have to change it. Britt, ISE will be a success because...
We're going to fulfill all of our sponsor expectations.
Oh, check her out. That, by the way, that is her official role here, and it's being taken off of me. So therefore, you all know it's actually going to happen. All right. I love it. Justin, ISE is a success because...
We are there.
Yes, we are there. We are going to bring it. I'm going to agree. I'm going to say the correct answer. That was good. Well, Britt, I'm sorry. Yeah, only because we need that. But I'm gonna go with Erin. Erin's had the correct answer because I think the key that we really want to do is say, hey, who needs a family? Who needs a home? HETMA is a global organization. We've started to show that we support everyone in higher ed, no matter where you're part of, who you are, whether you're part of other groups. The key is we're here to advocate for you and advocate for our industry. It's what we've always been about. We've always been about helping those connections. So I'm going to extend it though, and not just say a couple new members. How about someone who wants to head up HETMA Europe? I mean, let's get Justin some help over there and get a nice committee to help have an EMEA group, okay, and be able to really do some great things for that entire community. So that to me, members.
We also need translators, so people that speak German, French, Spanish.
Yes,
I should have paid more attention when I was in school.
That is true. That is true. And with that, everybody, that will end the show. And so, again, I'm going to tell you a few things. Of course, our official ISE Higher Ed Happy Hour on Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. Drinks, prizes, music. All right, I'm going to do it. Lyle Waldron, live from Trinidad and Tobago, being brought in to give us some music. Hopefully it's going to be live and not just his playlist. We're going to find out how good the internet is, and raffle prizes. Okay. So, and then your community, and then Wednesday, 12 o'clock, hot trends in higher ed, coming by the booth and kind of have some things there. Pick up your show floor map on Tuesday, Friday, best of ISE 2025 wrap up show. So those are the keys. Also check out higheredav.com/ISE 2025 for everything we're doing. All of the events, everything we're doing is all right there. I'll put it in the notes. And as usual, all the opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of our respective institutions, any sponsors of the show, or anyone else who might be offended by something we said. And if you didn't like any of the opinions expressed here, there may be better ones next time. I'm doing better with that. I'm actually kind of remembering it. Now let me just remember to say end record before I start talking again. So here we go. See y'all. See you at ISE 2025 in just a few weeks.